Hi there once again, dear guys and girls, and great to interact with you again on this very cold winter afternoon in Holland. We've had a bit of snow, so it's cold, but I'm a tropical kind of girl, so I can't wait for spring and summer to come because I love the heat. Anyway, to get to the topic for today, I thought I'd discuss with you about the lingering doubt that you have in the aftermath of being in a relationship with a covert narcissist. Now, why do I bring this up? Because this is my experience. I've dealt more with covert narcissism than I have with overt. And I think one of the viewers made a very interesting point under one of the other videos this week, and they said, that they don't easily get caught up in the relationship with an overt narcissist because they are so openly obnoxious and they're easy to detect. So we are not misled into, getting into interaction with them. But the covert narcissist is one that is very difficult to detect. And even when you have suddenly realized that this is who you were dealing with a covert, even after that, you will go through periods of self-doubt. So the way the self-doubt shows up, this is also my experience, is that you get into this whole conversation with yourself where you say to yourself, maybe I misdiagnosed them. Maybe I'm paranoid. Maybe I'm reading too much into this. Maybe I'm crazy or deluded because they seem so gentle and humble and kind. So this is the difficult part that I speak of, is that you will not only have problems detecting them when you're in the relationship with them, but also the aftermath can be extra trying because it just seems so unreal because it was done in such a covert way. You just keep second guessing yourself. So to get into a few points, the reason why the covert narcissist is sometimes so difficult to detect and makes it, difficult for you to get over the self-doubt is that they use their victim card. The covert narcissist uses their victim card. They use their shyness, and they also use their don't mind me tactics. So what also plays into this is that I am so vulnerable. This is the sort of act they will put on, that they are so vulnerable. So, you will once again second guess yourself and think, well, because this person is so soft and gentle and very vulnerable, they cannot possibly be a covert or be a narcissist. But they do this. They use these tactics, the victim tactic, the shy tactic, the I'm so vulnerable tactic, to play on your heartstrings. Because as empaths, this is what we fall for. And the narcissist knows this. We fall for these kind of tactics because we think, oh, I need to protect them. I need to comfort them. I need to hold them through whatever situation they're going through. So they know this, and this is the cards that they will pull out in order to reel you in. They also have this image in their mind of the person they wish they could be. So whether it is flashy cars or a beautiful home, a couple of 100,000 in their bank account, that they are goody two-shoes, they are Mother Teresa, or they are the Messiah. This is the image that they have in their minds, and they will convince you that this is who they are. So this is their way of gaining supply. This is what they will do to pull you in to gain their supply. They are not out there outwardly obnoxious. They are very covert. So their name gives them away. Another thing is that they have this very public image that they carefully construct, and they will do everything in their power to maintain this image. So often they are seen as a pillar of strength, as very beautiful, attractive people on the inside and out. This is what they are projecting onto the world. This is what they would like you to believe. And of course, us empaths fall for this. So they come across as being very kind-hearted, very witty, very full of humor, very charming. But this is all, once again, a facade that they put up. And this is why you will find that a lot of covert narcissists are also in professions such as teaching, nursing, doctors, yes, even coaches, even therapists. Why they do this, especially the covert narcissist, is that they like to, this is all part of their image, where they will want to be seen by the outside world as someone who is helping another, so that serving humanity, serving the masses. And this is simply not true. This is the image that they portray in order to gain their supply and in order to keep themselves under the radar. Because by being in these professions, which of course have a lot of respect from very many of us, because they are such warm and giving professions. So they choose these professions in order to gain their supply, and this makes it even more difficult for you to detect them. And once again, this is in the aftermath of going through a relationship with a covert narcissist. This is what you will feel, the self-doubt, that they are such a good teacher, they are such a good coach, such a good doctor. How could they possibly have inflicted this abuse on me? So once again, you're going to go through all the traits in your mind. You're going to read through your notes again. You're going to write down, all the documentation that you have been storing. You're going to read through this. You're going to question things again. You're going to ask your inner circle of influence, did I see it right? Maybe I'm the one who's crazy. Maybe I'm the one who's paranoid. No, this is the covert narcissist way of being that sheep. The sheep in, or the wolf in sheep's clothing. It is done in such a subtle, but also in such an evil way that you will never be onto them. And once again, this is where, or not never be onto them. That's not the correct way to say it. Of course, you will be onto them, but you will go into this phase of, re-questioning yourself, reliving stuff that has gone on, in order to try and once again pick out their good points, because you can't believe that someone with so many good points could actually be such a predator and inflict such terrible emotional abuse onto you. Just flipping my sheet again. Another thing that a covert narcissist does, and I think this is one of the top traits that they have, is in playing the victim, pulling out their victim card, is that they will tell you tales of woe. Oh, woe me. They will often say, and I'm not saying that this is not true, but they will often say or tell of their abuse as children, whether it was physical or emotional or verbal abuse. They will keep on bringing this up. And I'm not discrediting child abuse in any which way or form. This is a serious issue. But with the narcissist, this will be a point of discussion every single time. They will always bring this up in order to play on your sympathy, to once again coddle them and comfort them. So that is their fuel. Your sympathy is their fuel. Not only will they tell of their tales of woe of their childhood, but also they will tell of the heartache of past relationships, and they will never divulge information on their part in a broken relationship or friendship. They will just project all of the broken parts of the relationship onto the ex-partner. So they will tell you all these stories of how they were mistreated and how they were not validated and how they were of no importance to the other person and how this person just left them without any warning, and they still do not understand what went on in the relationship. So this is this whole victim game they play again. And I'm very sure that if you got the chance to sit down with their ex-partners, with the ex-partners of the covert narcissists, that you would hear a totally different story, and then everything would make sense, because it is not, of course, only the fault of the ex-partner of the narcissist. I think it's safe to say that the covert narcissist had about 90% to do with it. So this is another thing that will come into play, where they are always seeking your validation and your sympathy. Another thing is that they will bring up their siblings and the fact that their siblings are so wrapped up in their own lives that they have no time or energy for them. So in some cases, they may not have seen their siblings for decades. And once again, you will hear the story of woe, that their siblings just want to have nothing to do with them, and they just don't understand why. They understand, but this is their act of covering up all the wrongdoings that they have caused in the relationship. They will even go as far as to say that all they want is love, and that everyone is too busy to show them affection or to give them any of their time. Now, this was often said to me through this ex-friend, where everyone is so busy, she would say, everyone is so busy with their own lives, they just forget about me, they don't see me, they don't listen to me, they have no time for me. And I remember saying, yes, people are getting on with their lives, that is part of living. You know, you cannot expect someone to be at your beck and call 24/7. And she just didn't understand this. She didn't understand why people wouldn't just drop what they're doing to focus on her by way of phone call or, meeting up or whatever the case was. So yeah, they will say that no one is interested in them, in spite of all the good they do for others. This rings true for me as well, because in my experience, gifts were showered on me, and we went on holiday together, and things were bought for me, and things were done for me, and I appreciated it so much, and of course I reciprocated. I gave back, because that is the way a friendship works. But at some point, when I started waking up from the narcissistic numbness, I, of course, called her out on certain things. And what was I told? After all that I have done for you, after all that I have been to you, how dare you speak to me in this fashion? How dare you call me out? So this will be thrown, whatever was given to you in the past will be thrown back into your face. And this is another way of knowing. This is another red flag. It's all the sympathy, the blame game, all the stuff that I've done for you. This all comes into play, and once again causes the self-doubt, because yes, in the aftermath we will think, well, they did so many good things for me, and they bought me stuff, and they listened to me, and all this sort of thing. They were a good person to me. No, that is their way of operating. Now, the overt narcissists are openly obnoxious, as I just said. And the coverts will often maintain the nice act, being nice, that act. And this makes them so very much more dangerous, because even in the aftermath, you will second guess your intuition and your feelings. because they were so nice and so kind to you. So, don't be fooled by this facade. Do not be fooled by it. They will most times also maintain this nice facade even when you are breaking up with them, or if they are breaking away from you. Shortly after that, they will try and come back into your life or try and lure you back in by once again playing the nice card and being very friendly towards you and reminiscing on all the good times that you went through. So this is another tactic to get you back in. Don't fall for it. So yeah, the lingering doubt that you may be experiencing has everything to do with the covert narcissist seeming to be nice and generous and friendly, full of humor, and even altruistic. So in this case, the altruism is selfish because it is designed to stroke their ego. Now, just to bring back the professions that covert narcissists choose, the teachers, the coaches, the therapists, the doctors, people looking in from the outside will see this as altruism, that they are there to serve others, there to help others, to make others feel better. But in the case of the covert narcissist, this is a selfish kind of altruism. Yes, that is, it exists because there are strings attached, because it strokes their ego. It is not because they are really wanting to help the other. It is purely to get that supply, to get that great feeling in their ego. So it is purely for their own benefit. It is not to benefit others in the true sense of the word. So this is another red flag that you need to look out for when going through self-doubt. Just remember this. Another thing is the false humility. So they will put themselves down so that you will compliment them. So they might say, "Oh, I'm having such a bad hair day." And you will say, "Oh no, you look great, you look wonderful." And they will glow. They will absolutely glow. So this is the false humility that they also show. Constantly putting themselves down, saying that they don't have a very good track record on relationships or on parenting or on job-wise. So anything to put themselves down, because they know that you are the kind of person who will say, "No, that's rubbish. What are you talking about?" You will give them a compliment and you will boost their ego again. So you are supplying them once again. And this also, this my second or my next point also falls into this, where they want their egos to be stroked through their efforts. So they will put in any effort that they feel they need to in order to gain that supply. So they will be goody two-shoes out in society. You, of course, know better, you and I. And this simply strokes their ego. Just a few more points. They don't want to serve you, but they do wish to be served. So say you are sick and you need a bit of extra attention. You need some chicken soup made for you. Vegetarian soup, I should say. I don't eat chicken soup. Or you'd like a nice cup of tea, or you need some tablets for your flu, or whatever it is, whatever the case may be. If you're sick, they will see this as a, they will just find it very inconvenient, because then they have to be serving you. And they don't like this. They prefer to be served themselves. Sorry, just changed my position there. Another thing is that they will never embark on a dialogue with you if they feel that they cannot win. So it's all about placing blame on you. So if they get into they prefer to just, if you have them on the phone, or if you see them in person, they will just have this spewing of endless words. So it'll be them talking all the time and you can't get your 2 cents in. And this has to do with that they are sore losers. So you will be, if you do get into a dialogue with them, then it'll be a sort of a verbal competition. There is no way that you will win it. And if they feel that they are going to lose the conversation, then they will just sort of shut it down, whether it is on the phone or whether it is through email. They'll just shut the whole conversation down. My last point, because I see that I'm running out of time. They reduce complex and serious situations to nonsense ones. They don't want to spend energy on facts or logic because this does not fit into their one-track mindset of always being right. So whatever you are going through, whether it is a heartache or whether you don't agree with something, or you find that, or you voice an opinion that is seen by them as criticism, then they will totally take that down. They will reduce it to nonsense, or they will say you are dramatizing the situation. I remember, just to give an example, I was on holiday with this ex-friend and we had our children with us. And the kids were sort of having a bit of a verbal conflict. And at some point, her kid sort of with his elbow, he fisted my daughter. And, it was a big guy who fists a little girl. And I was very upset about this. And I went ballistic in the car. I started shouting and, I sort of lost it. And after that, I brought it up again. And again and again. So I must have brought up the situation about 4 or 5 times. And it's a complex situation. I mean, if a big guy, a teenage guy, physically assaults a little girl, you correct him. You just correct your kid. But it was put on me, the blame was put on me that my little girl wasn't all cake and honey. And that I just totally dramatized the whole situation, that I'm seeing too much into it, and it's just silly, you're just over-dramatizing things. So this is what I mean by reducing complex and serious situations to nothingness. They're very good at this. This is the covert. This is what a covert narcissist will do. Of course, a lot of stuff is very similar to an overt narcissist, but the whole point of making this video was to just remind you of why you are no longer in contact with the covert narcissist, is because, once again, in the aftermath, you will go through a period or several periods of serious self-doubt. You will be doubting and second-guessing yourself. So these points were simply meant to help you to remember that, and to know that no, you are not paranoid, or to let you know that you are not paranoid. You are not crazy. This is the way they work. So the more covert, the more dangerous. And don't be lured into that again. And if you see the warning signs in a second or third relationship or friendship, then you know that you have got to make a bolt for the door. You've got to run. Okay, guys and girls, I hope that clears a few things up. Please share your comments and your queries and questions, and love hearing from you again, and speak to you next time. Once again, I'd like to say a huge thank you to all of you for making this channel thrive, and helping it to continue to exist by commenting on everything and by subscribing. So I'm very grateful to you for that, and thank you once again. Okay, see you all next time. Keep well and stay happy. Bye for now.